Welcome back to the channel. Follow along as we finish up these rock sliders on a Gen 4 Toyota. This is Jeepingmo. We welded on supports here to go up under the skid plate. I don't know why it's not tacking very well, the little 110 unit. We got this plate on. Now we can locate the main slider. Alright, so we got everything in. It's all blocked up. Got the floor jack on the back and the bottle jack in the front. Got it fairly level with the door and the frame. So now we're just getting the supports in. Alright, so it's all tacked in. You gotta weld them all in now once it's off. Those little digital levels work out great for that. You can zero it in any position, and then it'll give you the true angle from where everything is sitting at the time. So one thing that works out really nice, if your weld table isn't big enough, you get a fairly flat floor, you can lay everything out on your floor. And you can turn that into a jig, not a jig, but you can kind of your outline, if you will, of what you're trying to make. So I'm building the other side to this rock slider. But don't think just because you don't have a weld table big enough that you can't use a floor or something like that. We recently purchased this Build Pro notcher. It has a lot of good features that we really like. We did a video on this for the channel as well. If you get a chance to take a look at it. And then just like before, just transfer your paper onto your tube. I need to just print a set of these out and make them out of a thin plastic. We did a video on where to get these templates at. I would have used the notcher on some of these longer pieces, but I need to work out a better steadying system so that it doesn't move while it's hanging out there. I did test it on some shorter pieces and it worked really well. But it didn't want to stay put on some of these longer pieces, so we just hand notched them. The other nice thing about this notcher is I can put a stop in here. And since I have 4 or 5 of these to make, make sure there's no burr on that back edge. Set it in against a stop. Lock it in. Now it's in the same exact spot as the other one was in. I need to get a little different drill, one with a 2-speed switch on it. It's hard to keep this one not running too fast. It really needs to run much slower than this. Alright, so let's deburr these up and we'll make our next setup. Alright, so I cobbled together a quick little stop, cut a little bit too much out here, but now I can clamp that on and I can locate all these for the cut. We did end up putting a new gun on our little 110 MIG welder. It's a little bit older. I think it's having a little bit of trouble with just the feed mechanism itself, but the old liner and gun was probably at least 30 years old, so the new liner definitely helped. We put a new ground on it as well. it seems to be doing a lot better job this time around. And then here we used the bender that we had also made, and all these things are on the channel. That little bender is nice. We did copy one a little bit, but we did add some features to it. We took a screw and sharpened it, and we're going to use that as a transfer screw, so that when we put this on there, it marks the location. It's hard to see, but there's a little dimple right there. That's it. We just drilled the hole out after that mark, and then alright, so now let's tack this one in place, and then we can pull this whole side off. Alright, so we got this side all fit up. Got it in place. Now we're going to put the other side on real quick. It's all welded. I think it came out pretty good. We are an affiliate for Rockmount welding alloys. So right here we're using the Polaris for MIG, and we're using that instead of a standard MIG wire. And then for the TIG welding we're actually using a Tartan G, and it's quite a bit stronger than your standard ER70 wire in both cases, and really easy to use. So if you end up wanting to try it and checking out Rockmount, I'll leave some information in the description. Just tell them Jeepingmo sent you. We very much appreciate it. We probably could get by with just one gusset on each one of these, but we thought that the two gussets at a 45 added a little bit more strength and a little bit more flair to it. It looked a lot better, so it should be a lot stronger as well. And here we're just using some of those little magnetic 45s that you can buy, and just laying them over on the 45s themselves, and then just MIG wire and everything in. So everything that was attached to the body back by the mount was all MIG welded, and we TIG welded everything you would see up front. And I think it turned out pretty good. Plus I know that wire is quite a bit stronger. One thing we liked about the notcher, it can do more than just round tubes. Anything will mount to it. I love welding things and building projects, but when it's 100 degrees out and you got all your weld gear on, it's not very pleasant. But overall, I think these came out really good. I love projects like this. It's something just about anybody can do in their garage. You can pick up a welder, well, it's flux core or uses gas like this, very inexpensive. TIG welders nowadays for DC really isn't very expensive. You can pick up all of that at Harbor Freight for almost nothing. Just dig in, slowly start building something, and you'll be surprised what you can do. Alright, so this is the welded up side. It's all on there. So we got both sides all fit up. The driver's side here is all welded. They went together really nice. I think this was a pretty cool build. So he took them and he gave them a really nice coat of flat black. and I like how it didn't hide the welds. I'm still trying to get the TIG welds to look exactly the way I want them. They're getting there, but it really is just like anything else. It's all about just hood time. Once again, these are things you could be building at home just as well. If you have any kind of questions or anything about fabrication like this, reach out to me. I'm always more willing to help. So then we installed these on his 4Runner. Now this is the 4th Gen 4Runner, and he does a lot of wheeling, does a lot of overlanding. He gets out quite a bit, and he'll use these. I can't wait to see him sliding across a few things with them. I know they're going to be pretty sturdy, and I think it'll do him well. So if you like this type of stuff, that's why we put the Fab Shop together. Leave me some comments. I really appreciate knowing what you guys think of it. If you'd like to collaborate on something, reach out to me. Maybe we can work something out together. So whether it's in a build like this, on the trail, or to show somewhere, I'll see you there. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and leave me some comments. This is Jeepingmo.